There's only so few of us.
And I mean, like, I'm not like I don't really need help with anything in particular, and I don't know what I don't know, so I don't know what to ask about. Like, hey, where should I go next?
It's
So,
private tutoring. Benjamin doesn't even count.
All right, last time we were talking about the chord progression on page 242. Let me change my screen sharing to be my desktop. Get my piano on so we can rock. Okay, this is the chord progression on 10-1 on page 242. I guess I need to be in chord progression mode. And I have a video already up on Canvas for this. But we were talking yesterday about how our voices move. Up by a whole step on the top, whole step in the middle, a half step in our bottom right hand voice, bass moving up a fourth, and then we move back the same distances in our right hand, and our bass moves up a second or a whole step. We stay the same, and we move down a fifth. So it might be beneficial for you all to get that bass pattern going on in your head.
Well, the first one is just like what we did way back on 170, isn't it?
Say that again.
The first one is like the first movement that we did last semester.
Well, the first chord we had was this tonic triad in root position. And what we've done is we've taken that and turned it into first inversion. We've taken our bottom note and putting it on the top.
Wait. We've taken our bottom note and put it on the top.
Yeah, if you look over here on the far right of my screen, I'll play what the original was. And now we've gone to this. We're basically doing the same chord progression, but first inversion.
Because my picture doesn't look like your picture. Are we on 142?
We're on 242.
Or 240, yeah, 242. But when I'm looking on, no, 242, yeah.
What I've got here
It doesn't look like the picture that you have.
is in the book right over here. They totally match.
What?
I've circled where they match.
Oh, yeah, okay, so we're going down to 10-1.
Yep.
Oh, well, I see why it seemed the same then, because I was looking at the top where it says number 1.
Right. Now, do you see how that the top number 1 is in root position, and at 10-1 it's in first inversion?
Yeah. Okay.
We've taken the bottom note and we've put it on the top.
Well, see, that goes to prove that I didn't practice this yesterday. We were busy all day long. So yeah, it's completely different down there, and we just have to learn that new pattern.
Yeah. What number 1 kind of does, Edison, and it might be worthwhile for you to look at, is it takes Number 1 is kind of the bridging the gap between 170 and 10-1. It's kind of the middle step that I'm skipping because it plays both the 4 chord and it changes it into the 2 chord. But then we end up taking it out. So you can do number 1 at the top of the page, but for our midterm and for your badges, we're going to be doing 10-1. All right, so
this time we're doing 10-1. So when we're doing this chord progression, we're not repeating the chord progression from last time.
no, we are not. We are doing chord progression on 10.1.
Okay. All right. Glad you said that because I would have tried to submit the other one again.
So when we move from chord 3 to chord 4, we have half steps that we move, we scissor kick in our right hand, and our middle note stays the same and our bass note stays the same. And then we go back the same distance. So really, all you have to do is figure out how to get from chord 1 to chord 2 and chord 3 to chord 4. Everything else,
Chord 1 to chord 2.
everything else is just going back to where we were. So if you can get here, you can get back. And if you can get here, you can get back.
1, 2, 3 steps.
You might also think of it this way and split the whole chord progression in half. Be able to play the first 3 notes and be able to play the last 3 notes. If you can do that, you've got the whole chord progression.
Wait a minute. First 3 notes and last 3 notes. I only
Yeah.
see 5 of them.
Exactly. Look at my screen and notice how I've divided the third chord in half. We're going to play the first 3. And we're going to repeat that third chord as our new first chord.
Oh.
Another thing you might notice is that every other chord is a tonic chord.
Okay. Is that the way you want us to play it then?
No, I want you to play it as written, but that's just an idea of a way to practice it.
Oh, okay. You want to play it as written.
Every third chord is the same in the right hand. It's a first inversion tonic triad. Does everybody see that pattern? So, questions on this chord progression? What I'd like to do is I'd like to clear my screen, if that's okay, and do it in some completely random key.
So it shows 4 majors and 5 harmonic minors. Is that what you want us to do, or you want us to be able to do it in all the majors and all the minors?
All majors only.
Only majors, not minors.
Correct.
Okay, so we're going to take those 4 majors and add 8 more majors.
That's because in a minor key, isn't the 2 a diminished chord?
It is good.
So sound kind of funky.
Let's see.
So we're doing all 12 majors.
It's
So
interesting.
in minor, only the dominant stays the same.
And this is for the midterm.
This is for the midterm, and it's also for a badge worth 120 points.
Well, Yeah, it's all the same thing, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm going to clear my screen and we'll do it in the key of E flat. All right, so the bass is going to start on E flat. We're going to go up a fourth, up a second, same note, down a fifth. Does everybody hear that? So if you find your 5-finger pattern, you're going to go bottom note, second to top note, top note, top note, bottom note. Or if you think in scale degrees, scale degree 1, scale degree 4, scale degree 5, scale degree 5, scale degree 1. Or if you think in solfege, do, fa, sol, sol, do. And that's always going to be the pattern for your left hand, no matter what key we are in.
Oh, left hand go.
For you visual learners out there, I'll mark it.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Left hand pattern is different. Excellent.
So you'll notice that's the same pattern we did over here when we did it in C.
Okay, so you're doing that in D flat.
I am. E
That's
flat.
what I am. Of course, you said that a half hour ago.
So we went up a fourth,
D flat.
up a second, same note, down a fifth.
Up a fourth, second, fourth. So up a fourth, down a second, down
No.
up a second.
Yeah.
Up
Same note, down a fifth.
and down a fifth. But if you go up a fourth and up a second, why wouldn't you go down a sixth? That's weird.
Why would you go down a sixth? That would put you on a D, which is completely the wrong key.
Yeah, but I'm thinking going up a fourth, that's 4. Oh, but it's only 3. No, but then it's up 4. Up. 1, 2, 3.
Here's what you're missing, Edison. Here's why 6 does not equal 5. You ready? There are different types of intervals. There are major intervals, and there are minor intervals, and there are perfect intervals. So we are going up a perfect fourth, we are going up a major second, then we're going down a perfect fifth. That equivocates to different half steps and whole steps, and that's why 6 does not equal 5.
Well, when I count it, it works out because when you say going up a fourth, you're moving up 3. You're going up a second, you're moving up 1.
Yep.
When you're down a fifth, you're actually going down 4. So it still adds up the correct way.
Right. So that shows that you're probably better off thinking of it in scale degrees. Scale degree 1, scale degree 4, scale degree 5, scale degree 5, scale degree 1. Or thinking of it in solfege. Do, fa, sol, sol, do. And not thinking how far we go.
Well, no, I still have to think, well, you're going only 3, but you call it a fourth, right? So I just have to use the saying the right, using the right word.
Because in terms of intervals, you count the lowest like tone in the interval as 1. So a unison is a movement of nothing, but we call it a first technically. A second is only going up 1 because you count like the starting note as 1, and then the note above it is 2 with intervals. I hope that doesn't confuse you, but
so if we look at the keyboard that I've just marked, I'm marking the E flat as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. but it's really just the next door note. You're right. I think you understand it.
Yeah, it's just that mathematically, if you go up 4 and you go up 2, it should go down 6. But this
Right.
isn't going mathematically, it's skipping the 1.
Exactly.
Going
Exactly.
up 3, going up 1, going down 4. But so it does add up correctly. It just, for me, the numbers didn't add up at first, but now I see why they do add up.
Yeah. Okay, let's figure out the right hand.
Starting on D flat. So starting on D flat. Wait a minute, we start on D flat.
Okay, so my right hand E flat chord is going to be in first inversion, remember?
Yeah.
So my E flat's going to be on the top. Now remember, we're moving our bottom note up a half step, our middle note up a whole step, and our top note up a whole step. And we're going right back where we were. Then we're going to keep our middle note the same, and we're going to scissor kick our other 2 in by half steps. And my computer doesn't like that chord. So we went up a whole step.
D flat.
We went up a whole step. We went up a half step. Here we scissor kick in, half step, and half step, and we stay on our middle note. And then we go back the same distance. So this is what the whole thing looks like. Questions? Christian, how's it going?
I'm starting to understand it.
Did you get your keyboard?
Yeah,
Awesome. How is it?
it's good.
Pretty nice?
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Good. Jesus, how you doing?
Pretty good.
You getting this?
Yeah, it's just that the fingering is a little hard still, but I'm figuring it out.
Okay, yeah. So I would follow the fingering that the book gave us. I would do 1 2 5, 1 2 5, 1 2 5, 1 4 5, 1 2 5. Yeah?
Yeah, that makes sense now.
And then the left hand is 5 2 1 1 5.
you please repeat one more time? For right hand, 1 2 5, 1 2 5, 1 4 5.
Say that again. Say that again, Luda.
Would you please repeat for fingering numbers?
Sure. It's on the left part of my screen. I've circled it. 1 2 5, 1 2
Ah,
5,
okay.
1 2 5, 1 2 4, 1 2 5. So all of them are going to be 1 2 5, except for the fourth chord. It's going to be 1 2 4, and then back to 1 2 5.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I thought you said 1 4 5 for the 5 chord, and it's like
I'm sorry. I might.
that doesn't seem right. Okay.
Yeah, no. And the nice thing, well, it's kind of confusing. Never mind. I'm not going to say that. Questions? Shall we do it in another key? Did you get a handle on E flat?
First inversion. Okay, so the first one is the first inversion.
Correct.
First,
And if you just look at the right hand, you're right.
first inversion.
This is E flat.
This is E flat, yep. And in my video on Canvas, I do it in all 12 keys.
Okay.
All right, should we go to the key of B? My computer is not cooperating with me. 1 second. There we go. So there's my B chord in first inversion. We're going to go up a half step in my bottom voice, a whole step in my middle voice, and a whole step in my top voice. And back. We're going to keep my middle voice the same and scissor kick our outer two voices in a half step. And back. So there's my right hand. And my left hand is going to go B, up a fourth, up a second, same note, down a fifth. Are we getting it? All together?
Wait a minute. You said you're doing this in D?
B is in
Or
Bravo.
you're doing this in B, right?
B is in Brandon Bascom.
Okay, so B would be DG, EDG. So I would,
No, B would be B, D sharp, F sharp.
D, A, B, C, D. Oh, okay, yeah, F, not G. I screwed that one up. That's why it didn't look right. Okay, so what I should see then is I should see a D and an F.
Both of which are going to be sharp because you have 5 sharps in B major. Father Charles goes down and.
Okay, yeah, I can fix the sharps and stuff, but I need to see the match. I'm trying to match your picture, but I've tried to invent the picture and then look to see if I matched it, and I did.
Yeah.
So I got the D sharp and the F sharp and the B. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that one I can do because that's first inversion. And did you say the second one was another inversion?
It is.
Is that the second inversion?
It is not.
Oh, it's not.
It's in the first inversion.
We just did first inversion.
We did. The 1 chord is in first inversion in the right hand. The 2 chord is in the first inversion in both in the right hand.
Ah, okay, so I have to pay attention to a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do the 2 chord in the first inversion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can do that. So if you're doing the 2 chord, then you're actually starting with C,
If you're in root position, yes.
right? That's the, yeah,
Yes. That's the root of the chord. You're right.
so it's gonna be C, E, G,
Correct.
so we should see E
On the
and,
bottom. Mm-hmm.
and then C up there on the top,
Correct.
right? And then you have to put in the appropriate
Sharps.
articulation. Okay.
And then here's where it gets tricky. In the 3rd chord, our right hand is playing in first inversion again. But based on the bass note, our Roman numeral is showing a 2nd inversion. So don't let that confuse you.
The I6/4.
Yes. But if you look at chord 1, chord 3, and chord 5, they're all the same chord in the right hand. But the spelling down here is going to be different based on what is in the bass. So if you separate that out, Edison, this is in first inversion.
Oh, okay. So the bass is the bass has to do, so the tonic in the first one, the bass is B.
The bass is B, yes, and it's in
Okay.
root position.
And then we're gonna have first inversion of B for the right hand.
Correct.
Okay, and so the second one,
Mm-hmm.
we're looking at um, the not the tonic anymore. I forget what you call it.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's actually going to be a C, and that's why the C is, but that's not in a C.
No, we got E's in both chords.
E.
Both hands have an E on the bottom, and that's why it's in first inversion, giving you that 6 right there.
E. But okay, so where does the E come from?
The E is the 3rd of the triad. The triad is C sharp, E, G sharp.
Yeah, I thought I caught on, but I guess I lost it.
How can I help you?
Because we're in second and you're looking at an E.
Yeah.
But if you're in B,
If you're in B,
second would be C.
right? You're absolutely right. So let me draw it for you up here. We have B, D sharp, and F sharp for our tonic, for our 1.
Yeah, right.
For our 2 chord, we have C sharp, E, G sharp. However, we're making the middle note our bottom note. We're making the third of the chord our bottom note in both hands. That's where the E comes from. And we know this because our Roman numeral has this little 6 on it. That little 6, do you see the 6 I'm circling?
I did not see that. My glasses aren't that sharp, but now I see it.
So that 6 is telling us we're going to play this in first inversion.
Okay, that part I can see.
Okay?
Okay. But where the E comes in the bottom, in the bass, why E is in the bass? Oh, because E is the bass up there? Is that what you're saying?
So here's my 2 chord right here. C sharp, E, G sharp. If the C sharp's on the bottom, I'm in root position. If the E's on the bottom, I have first inversion. And if the G sharp's on the bottom, I have second inversion. I've got E on the bottom, so it's in first inversion. Are you with me?
C sharp, E, G sharp. If you move it to first inversion. Okay, so you moved it to first inversion.
So I now have E, G sharp, C sharp.
And E is on the bottom there. Okay. Okay, so that, but, okay, so you put so the E is gonna go in there. But you didn't do that in the first one. In the first one, you put the B on the bottom.
In the bass, but you got to separate your left hand and your right hand, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna clear my screen because I think I'm confusing you. I'm gonna do it a different way. So except for that one, I hate that one. Sorry. All right, so what I have on the screen now is I have all my right hand chords. Now my chord is B, D sharp, F sharp. B is my root, D sharp is my third, F sharp is my fifth. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this B and I'm going to put it on top. So my third is going to be my new bottom note. And that's called first inversion. Are we all right so far? Edison?
Yeah, that one worked, and I see the B down in the clef, down in the bass clef.
Forget the left hand. Forget the bass clef.
Okay.
Do you understand that the right hand is in a first inversion triad?
Right.
Okay. Next, I have C sharp, E, G sharp for my 2 chord.
Right.
But I've taken the C sharp and I've put it on the top again.
Right.
So that makes it first inversion. And my E is now my new bottom note. So it is also in first inversion. We're all right there?
Right.
All right. Looking at chord number 3. Chord number 3 is the same as chord number 1. B major, first inversion. This chord and this chord
Yeah.
are the same.
Okay, so they're both I6. Okay.
Now, the last chord is also the same chord in the right hand. They're all first inversion tonic chords. With me?
Wait a minute.
Chord 1, chord 3, and chord 5 are all the same chord. They're first inversion B major chords.
Chord 1, chord
3,
3,
and chord 5.
what chord 5?
Right here.
Pardon?
Right here.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, maybe this thing is in the way. Maybe the pictures are in the way. People, I see people. I only see I, 2 I's, I and V. Is there
All
more?
right. Well, to the next of the V is another I chord.
There's another I next to the V.
Yeah, and if you look over here on the left side of the picture,
So 1, 3, 1, 3, and 5 are the same.
yes. If you look over on our textbook,
Okay, in the textbook. Okay.
1, 3, and 5 are all the same chord. With me?
1, 3, and 5. Yes, they are.
And when you watch this video back, you'll be able to see my whole screen on the video. I know it's blocked by things right now, but on my video, it will not be blocked. All right, so that takes us to chord number 4. The fourth chord you might be struggling with a little bit. And here's what's going on with the fourth chord. The fourth chord is what we call a dominant seventh. And dominant sevenths have 4 pitches. And our pitches are going to be F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and E.
They're going to be. See, it's starting with G, right?
There's no G.
Oh no, we're in B, right?
We're in B.
We're in B, so there's no G. There's the fifth is A. Is that right?
No, in B major, the fifth is F sharp. B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp. The fifth note is F sharp.
B, D, F.
Yep.
B, D, F.
So if we build a chord off of that F sharp,
Okay, I went the wrong way.
we're going to get F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and E. Well, we are in an inversion. We are in third inversion. And if you look at my screen, it might make a little bit of sense as I draw these arrows. So we took our bottom note, we put it on the top. We took our new bottom note, we put it on the top. We took our new bottom note and put it on the top to get third inversion. So this was our root. This is our third. This is our fifth. And this is our seventh. So when our seventh is on the bottom, it's third inversion. And in our right hand, we have the 7th of the chord, the root of the chord, and the 3rd of the chord. How we doing?
7. And you said the 7th and the 3rd,
Just of the triad, yeah.
but the 3rd would be A, wouldn't it?
A sharp, you're right. Mm-hmm. And that's the top note of our chord right here. There's our A sharp.
That's okay. So the 3rd isn't the 2nd position. The 1st position is the 7th position.
If the 3rd was on the bottom, we would be in first inversion. You're right. If the 5th is on the bottom, we're in second inversion, and if the 7th's on the bottom, we're in third inversion.
Okay, the 7th is on the bottom. And 2nd is in the top. 2nd. Top. So it's E, F, A. So we went E, F, A, C.
So, what I want you to realize is that the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th chord are all first inversion triads. The 4th chord is a 3rd inversion 7th chord. And that's a lot to take in. You doing all right?
Yeah, I kind of followed that, but I'll have to look up the
video.
Dominant 7th. I'll look that up and see how that goes. Where I was beginning to get confused wasn't so much, well, it's nice to know that's wasn't that, it was which ones went on the right, on the left hand.
Okay, let's look at the left hand. The left hand tonic, oh, my computer is not liking it today. Subdominant, dominant, dominant, back to tonic. So 1, 4, 5, 5, 1. Scale degree 1, scale degree 4, scale degree 5, scale degree 5, scale degree 1.
One, 4, 5, 5.
Talking in scale degrees. Talking fingering, it's going to be 5, 2, 1, 1, 5. And that's what the left hand's playing. And when we put it all together, there's our chord progression in B major. We are out of time today. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully you're able to start playing these in multiple keys. Make sure you record that video, upload it to Canvas to earn that badge. And we will see you all tomorrow.
That sucks, because I actually had a question.
Go ahead.
It's about the fingering.
Yep.
So on the right hand,
Yes.
you know, this feels nice, but for the 2 chord, it says to do 1, 2, 5. It's moving my hand. But I found that just kind of using 1-3-5 also feels nice because my hand doesn't have to move as much. And my
Yeah.
keyboard hasn't exploded, so obviously it must be okay, right?
Well, we want you to use standard fingering and for all of them. And I understand how the 3 might feel nice now, but it's going to differ with all the different color configurations of the keys. The other
Yeah.
thing I don't like about the 3 is it tweaks your hand and your arm a little bit so that your third finger is pointing out to left field a little bit.
Okay.
And we don't want that. We want your 3 to always be pointing to center field.
Okay.
We don't want any kind of an injury or a tweak there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So just
That's
'cause
why they use the 1-2-5 on all of them.
but we
Gotcha.
should get used to it.
Say that again, Addison.
The longer stretch, but we should get used to it.
Yeah, another thing that might help you, Ben, is rocking your sit bones. Rocking your weight, shift your weight over to your right sit bone as you play that second chord. That might help as well. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow.
Yep, cool. See you later.